Imagine buying software once and owning it forever. You paid a large upfront price, installed it on your hard drive, and used it for years. For designers and video editors, this model offered total control. You bought a tool, it belonged to you, and it became a permanent fixture in your daily workflow. Then, Adobe shut down all perpetual licenses. They moved their entire Creative Suite to a mandatory monthly subscription. Customers were furious. Professionals felt they were being forced to pay rent on tools they had once purchased outright. Adobe was a market leader with a successful product line. Intentionally alienating its core user base by abandoning a proven revenue stream seemed like a massive, unnecessary risk. Adobe chose to dismantle its successful licensing model to pivot toward a cloud-based digital platform, anticipating a future where one-time sales would no longer support modern software delivery. Behind the scenes, Adobe's traditional licensing model was unstable. Revenue was entirely dependent on a volatile, transactional system. Adobe's historical revenue saw extreme spikes followed by flat valleys. They survived by needing users to buy expensive updates. During valleys, financial risk was immense. Every release had to feel like a major event, pressuring Adobe to trigger new sales. The high upfront cost of software also drove global piracy. Because the price was prohibitive, millions relied on unofficial, cracked versions of Photoshop and Premiere. The consumer's sense of a stable, permanent software model actually rested on a foundation of corporate financial anxiety and uncontrollable intellectual property theft. To solve this, Adobe stopped selling standalone products. Through Creative Cloud, they began selling continuous access, transforming their software into a service, receiving regular updates. The subscription model changed the financial math, transforming volatile purchase spikes into a smooth, forecasted income stream. Because the new system required mandatory online authentication, it curtailed the casual piracy market. Unauthorized users were locked out. The entire strategy relied on ecosystem lock-in, where Adobe integrated its various apps into a unified creative infrastructure. By linking cloud storage, universal fonts, and shared team libraries, the cost of switching to a competitor became exceptionally high. Leaving meant untangling an entire professional workflow. The old model treated users as isolated buyers. The new model turned them into long-term subscribers within an interconnected team requiring seamless file sharing. By redesigning how their value was packaged, Adobe turned their software into a mandatory utility bill for the entire creative industry. However, this recurring revenue model created a new burden for Adobe. Subscriptions invite constant comparison. A one-time payment is quickly forgotten, but a recurring monthly charge forces users to evaluate the software's worth constantly. With agile competitors offering cheaper alternatives, Adobe has to prove its necessity every month. This shift changed Adobe's corporate mandate. Success no longer depends on selling the next version, but on defending a continuous digital relationship. This shift shows that in a rapidly changing market, relying on the business model that built your success can quickly become a liability. True corporate longevity requires the bravery to destroy your own successful business model before the market makes that